Hello the internet, welcome back to another Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, ranting once again about Arcana. Well, more than ranting is jumping, no? There is not much to rant about Arcana. I think it's a pretty nice character overall. Niche, but it is what it is. Better niche than useless, no? That said, let's talk a little bit about the Prydwen updated tier list because she's finally here and I want to go over the review. Where she's been positioned on all of the tier lists and a little bit of what they recommend to build her, since I'm always curious to see what other people think about the characters. Before we go into that, really quickly, two things. Don't forget you guys can use loot bar GG to support the channel, but that's not the important thing. The important thing is I have added on the miscellaneous list of characters both the Chinese waifu, so people remember that we are still shafted and we still need to get both Huaphi and also Yang Ning. Alright, both of them we still need to get them. The translations are obviously machine translated, so only use as a reference, please. We don't know if these are the actual kids or not. I'm not Chinese, okay? Regardless, the meme flag behind me. That said, both characters are there. I need to update the ass picture because it's not high quality for either of them. So that's like the only thing I need to update later. Get the higher quality asset picture. I'll probably add them into the asset tier list, but not into the normal tier list, obviously, right? That's it. Enough jumping, enough ranting. Let's jump directly into Prydwen GG to see where they have decided to put Arcana Fortune Maid. I'm gonna go into bossing as usual. We don't care about story. I don't care about PvP. Okay, I think story and bossing nowadays are pretty close in most situations. Obviously, there's gonna be some exceptions. And then PvP, I personally don't do, so I don't care much. All right, don't have to scroll too much to find our new wife. She's B for both PvP and story, and S for bossing at the same level as Grave, Velvet, Breed, Rosanna, Anchor, Aid. All right, I don't think most people will disagree on the rating. I think this is a character that for most people was the same situation where it's like she's good for solo raids, right? We will be seeing her on every single solo raid just for the shotgun team, but it's like outside of that there is nothing else. So it's a fairly simple character in order to raid and jump about, which is not something bad. Like I always say the same thing. I prefer to get these characters than be getting another Sora level unit, right? That said, let's check the pros, cons, and investment tips to see what they are saying. All right, so a few pros, a few cons. Let's go over the pros first. This should be fine for the screen. Hopefully the Arcana jiggle on the bottom is not bothering too much. But we have a high value attack damage and attack buff for shotgun units, best non-specialized B2 shotgun buffer, best in a slot B2 for 4 out of 5 elements in terms of DPS. I would say like on any shotgun team you will be using her, right? Regardless, since there is not like that many shotgun DPSs, you always use Doro or maybe Soda sometimes, but it's mostly Doro. And now for the fire raid Drake, so on all elements. Self boosts make her one of the best DPS buffer hybrids to use for the fire weak shotgun team. Improves team building flexibility in fire weak SRs by allowing Breathe to move to another team. Yes, I already said this, but I don't think they are competing at all. Breed, the only reason we were using Breed on the shotgun team is because she herself is a shotgun, so she can take advantage of those buffs. It's not because she was like specifically buffing those shotguns like is the case for Arcana, right? Which is like an exclusive shotgun character. So yes, using her Bastion Cube level 7 plus means that she has infinite ammo under normal burst rotations. Her AoE nuke at the start of her burst is particularly useful in taking care of projectiles, and we do some extremely not safe for work stuff with her on the event story. Okay, that is a nice pro always, right? Rappy keeps being cooked by absolutely everyone. Cons: niche moves are for shotgun only. Requires top attack speed move assistance or visual full burst extension to practically reach her skill breakpoints consistently. Most of her self moves need to be restocked every burst rotation. Shift up made her good enough so we couldn't use Arcana as her nickname in the review. While was making love to her one of the bad endings, Shift Up. It's not the bad, it's the best ending, one of the best endings. I'm not too sure if I prefer Arcana or Priv as a waifu. I think just because of the fan service. As much as Arcana, it's really cute and really pretty and everything, right? And on the cutscenes, Arcana looks super good. The problem is that then you see her in game and she doesn't look as good, right? So I think I have to stick with Private just because there is way more fan service in game for her, right? That's it. Pretty simple pros and cons. Once again, this is an Omega simple character to be talking about. This is a shotgun buffer exclusive. We will see her in solo raids for that team and that team alone. Some JP bros are actually using her, which sounds like a meme, but some JP bros were using her on a shotgun team with Arcana. OG Arcana I'm talking about. Alright, it took me a little bit to find the picture, but here we are. It was a different team than what I was thinking. I thought it was the double Arcana team, but I was confused. People are actually just using Breathe. Breathe to have a second shotgun team, which would be with Moran, Isabel Arcana, and then Breathe with Diesel. Obviously, this only happens because now we can move Breathe to other teams, like Prydwen was saying on the review, right? Which is pretty funny, but it's still nice that you can now run double shotgun team. It also depends on the element. This happens on fire. This could happen on iron as well if you're willing to put your helm in there as well. It could happen on a few elements, but not in all of them. Still, more options is always good, and it's a pretty nice meme seeing Isabel in 2026 in there. That said, let's move into the recommendations for her build and see what they are recommending to get, which it is a 10-10-4 into a 10-10-7, and then you could be going, if you wanted, into the last level 10, but not really recommended. The 10-10-7. S1 and 2 are mandatory as they support the team, which is what Arcana is made to do. Burst improves personal damage level 7 at your convenience, and only to 10 if you are a serious fire weak SR min maxer. Fair enough. Once again, like I said on my review, I think S1 is not really worth taking to the level 10, but it's clearly a 3% increase per stack, which is going to be helping, right? It is more damage, and you're using her just specifically for that. People who are using her on solo raids will be going for the 10-10-7 rather than the 7-10-7. So all good. And then when it comes to gear and cubes, we're going for 4 LA, 4 attack, crit damage, crit rate, and some hit rate. Like they said, you don't need the max ammo line depending on your team composition. I would still grab a line just in case to be absolutely sure you are not breaking anything. But again, just as long as you're running either your Bastion, your Dove, your Big Soda to extend the burst, it should be fine and you should not need that line. And then when it comes to the cubes, we have Bastion, Distraction, and Resilience. Resi takes the least priority. Bastion is going to be just the best one, so she can keep shooting forever, not do anything. This is one of the most comfortable characters to be manualing because you can just literally left click, never reload, never have to do anything, you just chill. The only downside of manualing her is that there is nothing to see. Okay, there is nothing to see, so it's a little bit boring, but she has a nice animation. That's the other problem. Her good animation, it's on the idle when she's reloading, but she never reloads, so you will not see that unless you have to cover because the boss is about to do like an annoying mechanic. And then Distraction, as usual, is good if you can take advantage of it. If the boss has parts and you can destroy them, it's a cube that works on any DPS in the game for extra damage. Any character really, not even only DPSs, right? So like I was saying earlier, I don't think most people will disagree on where she is placed on the tier list. She's a really nice character for bossing specifically. When it comes to campaign and tower, then there's nothing for her, sadly. The biggest problem with tower, not even campaign, because campaign, you don't break shotgun teams. There is almost no reason, unless it's specific bosses, and even then, almost no reason. For tower, the biggest problem is that there is no good Elysian shotgun, so she cannot really find any place in here, right? Like you're gonna be running her with Made Privacy on a couple of stages, and even then it's kind of copium, right? Considering your Elysian carry is going to be always Rappi. That said though, waiting to see what the next event will be, because I assume we're getting another event. This event has another 2 weeks, right? And then we're still like 1 or 2 weeks off the half anniversary. So I assume we're getting April's Fool, maybe a side story, maybe a filler event, whatever it is. Hopefully it's something we don't need to invest too much, because I don't have a lot of resources for half money. When it comes to rocks, at least we have like 68 rocks, and if it's a double banner for half money, that is nothing, like literally nothing. That said though, enough yapping. All right, beautiful people, we are live every single day. You guys have the links in the description down below, also to support the content with loot bar. GG. As usual, good luck with your pool, and I'll see you on the next one.